Need some screws. Thanks, Dalton. Hi everyone, welcome back to Steel Toe Rookie. Today we're going to look at carpentry with Mark's crew. My son has worked for Mark for the last couple summers and he's going to be joining us today. Okay, today we're here with Mark. Mark is the head carpenter with First North Enterprise, and he's going to take us through a little bit what we're going to do today. Go ahead, Mark.
Good. Today we're going to do is we're going to work on a deck. So we're going to take ourselves through the framing, doing the ledger board, getting the deck boards on, and maybe get into building a box step.
Okay, now is this something you guys do regularly, this type of work, or what all is carpentry?
Well, we are a general contractor. So we typically do all the carpentry work. So we go from framing to the footings, to finish work, kitchens, decks, everything. So we're going through the whole aspect of all the carpentry stuff.
So you see the projects essentially from start to finish?
Yeah, so we build the structure and then we get guys in to do you know, the mechanical stuff, but we're putting the windows in and we're doing the finish work and the decks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, so if someone wants to get into carpentry, like how do you get into carpentry? How do you start?
Well, you know, lots of guys get into it just by accident. I think they get into it young and they get in the trade. Myself, I went to Canadore and I took the course, you know, and that taught me, you know, the basics of the job. I always think carpentry is kind of a talent too, so if you got that skill, that talent to be a carpenter, that's even better. But yeah, I recommend going to school for it.
Right.
Because you learn just, you know, you get a good start, a good foot in the door. And all of us that work at First North, we all took the course together.
Right.
We all took that course, so.
Okay, Mark, off the top of your head, is there anything you can think of that maybe there's pressures or something attached to the carpentry job?
Oh, absolutely. There's always pressures on the job. There's timelines, so sticking to that timeline, I think, is a huge pressure all the time. People want it done tomorrow, and you try to get it done tomorrow, but you know, there's certain ways you got to go about it, so you try to work your hardest to get all the things done in that timeline so that your sub-trades can come in and do their job, and once they're done, then you come behind them and finish it off.
Right. Okay, so what are some of the things that might affect your timelines?
Lots of things. Weather's a huge thing, so you can't work outside in the rain, you can't put your tools in the rain. If you know, your subcontractors have schedules too, so if they can't get in time or whatever. There's always little things that happen on the site. You don't have the right material, you don't have enough material. Right. Things are not ordered on time or whatever. You know, there's all sorts of pressures in that sense. All right, now we're ready to start installing these hangers.
And so what is the purpose of these things? I mean, I get it, they go like this, you said, right?
Yeah, so they hang on like this, and then you screw this big lag screw, which is self-tapping, so it goes into the steel.
Right.
And then it goes into your foundation. So what we did before is we installed it before we poured the foundation. We installed these hangers, they have a bar and there's rebar through it, so it holds it into the wall. So it's a structural member. This piece is a structural member, so we need to put some structural hangers.
Okay.
So doing this, I'm gonna smash it up. A little tricky in this spot. Okay, so we're in place right in front of that plate.
Oh, I can see it.
And just to make our life a little bit easier, I'm going to use a drill, pre-drill a little bit. And then this guy. Thank you, sir. And then we got our hex head.
Right. So why was that one harder? Is it because it's going in the cement?
Yeah, it's going
or
in the steel, so
Okay.
you got to put a little pressure on there so that bites through the steel, and then once it grabs, it goes.
Right.
Right along screws. So if you want to pre-drill all your holes.
Okay. Okay, now where am I going to put these so they don't end up?
Well, you got a trusty little tool
Oh
belt
yeah,
there.
that's right. This stuff all has purpose, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, we are on site with my son. Hi, Dalton.
Hello.
Last year he worked with the crew here, and this summer he's going to start again, which will be probably a couple weeks. What do you like most about being in the carpentry field?
I want to say the people are really friendly.
Yeah. Do you like working the power tools more, or do you like working like a hammer or a screwdriver more?
I enjoyed when I first started off learning sort of the hammer, but now that I'm sort of getting more in depth with it, I like using the big tools.
Yeah, I think they want to keep me away from the power tools more, and maybe on the. Tell me, what are some of the drawbacks? What are some of the pluses that you experienced last year?
A big definite plus was just learning to be able to do a multitude of different things. Like I never would have known how to hang up insulation, but through this job I learned.
Right. So, Dalton, do you have any advice for maybe some other young people that might want to get some of the positives that are carpentry?
I want to say definitely try it out. It's a really fun job. I really enjoyed being able to sort of move and do my own thing. Just sort of, I don't like the idea of sort of like sitting in a room and just doing work all day. I like being out here and being able to move. Also, it's been really interesting seeing the full process of a house being built from ground up. Also, I will admit a big part that I enjoy is I normally the workday finishes around 4 or 5-ish, and then I just get sort of the rest of the day to do whatever I want.
To hang out with your dad. Oh, you're a good son. So obviously we're moving along here. Where are we at, Mark?
All right, so now, Bill, we're going to start installing the deck joist. So what we've done is we've cut it to the length to our beam here. And what we're going to do is I got it laid out 16 on center all the way across.
What does that mean, 16 on center?
So that's just a standard spacing for studs or floor joists.
Okay.
So 16 on center,
Okay.
meaning
16 inches apart?
16 inches to center.
Oh, okay.
Or edge to edge.
Right.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I got my framing gun here, and we're using special nails. This is a framer. We got special nails that we're using for this. They're galvanized nails for outside, so they're
Right.
untreated. You always want to use treated fasteners when you're doing decks.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is bring it up flush to the top here of my ledger. I'm just going to put one tack on top. And then next step we're going to do is use a hanger again. So we have another Simpson hanger here, a structural member that we're going to put underneath. And they have these little lips here. Hammer. That kind of just holds it in place.
Right.
Showing this. Okay. Then we got another gun.
This one's a big
This is a
cord.
strap shot, so the nails we have in here are a structural nail.
I saw that first one going. That's pretty intimidating.
Yeah. So this one is an air gun.
Right.
And it has structural nails in it, meant for hangers specifically. So there's a little tip. Just put the tip on the hole and shoot her in.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to give it a try?
Darn right I do. Does it need to be straight, Mark? Or?
No.
Whoa.
See? So unlike all the hangers like we had before, right? So all the holes need to be filled with those
Okay.
nails. So there's the side ones too, and
Oh, okay.
all those.
side. These in here too, Mark? These two. Okay. That's slick. Is it the same on this side or?
No, this side here, we're sitting on the beam, so I have my layout lines on there too. And then I'm just gonna put a little tool on there, just hold it in place.
It's in place. Alrighty.
And so on and so forth.
Hey boys, it's gonna be a long job, isn't it? Okay, Mark, even I'm starting to recognize that this is starting to look like a deck.
Yeah.
Where are we at now?
All right, so we got some joists in, we're framed up. Now we're gonna start laying some deck boards. We're using today's 2x6 deck board. And we wanna start at our end, so closest to the house.
Right.
And just make where everything's correct. It should slide right underneath.
On the footwood.
Yeah. So it slides perfectly underneath.
Right.
And what we're going to use is a 2.5-inch screw,
Okay.
and we want to put 2 in on every joist. I usually go about 1 inch away from the edge. And then you just go to town on all the joists.
So we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, well done, Dalton. That's enough for today. We're going to get out of the way and let the pros get at it. Thanks again to all the guys that helped us out, and we'll see you next time on Steel Toe Rookie.